And we've got the American League Wildcard in action. 4 games today. And, of course, tomorrow, 8 games. American League and National League Wildcards all going, as well as the NBA Finals. Got a full card of college football coming up this weekend, as well as NFL football. Oh, man, I couldn't have been any more wrong about that Monday Night Football game. But you know what? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I don't get them all right. And, man, I just the Ravens receivers should just be embarrassed. I mean, I heard a lot of commentary. I heard a lot of things. But I'll tell you what, those Ravens receivers, especially Andrews, the tight end. I mean, let's win as a team, lose as a team, but let's point some fingers and assign some blame. This guy can't catch. I understand that maybe he's, had this great thing with Lamar Jackson. It's a safety blanket and all this other stuff. But I'll tell you what, man, you don't catch balls in the end zone against the Kansas City Chiefs, you can't be part of the solution. We'll have to see what happens because, in college, Jason Witten dropped a wide-open pass. Wide open one day. Cost Tennessee, huge game. Gigantic. And, he bounced back from it and had a major career. But this Andrews from the Ravens, if anyone's wearing the goat horns, it's him. I'd have to say, if you could single out the one player that really came up short, it was him. He dropped some early passes, and then he dropped that touchdown. Just absolutely crushed his team. But anyways,
that was the turning point in the game.
Well enough to win. The defense certainly didn't play well enough to win. They made some stops, and they knew they weren't going to make a lot of them. But I thought that they made enough that had the Ravens converted,
he catches that touchdown. It's a different story.
The scoreboard shows that they would have been right there had they completed just a couple of more passes. That's really what it came down to. They weren't going to stop the Chiefs. The Chiefs did a great job stopping the Ravens. But anyways, got 4 baseball games today. We got a whole new card of NFL to look forward to, as well as college football. Of course, we got the guys with us, and we have a new Stanley Cup champion. That's how crappy that day went. Morning, guys. Chris, we got Chris next to me, and then we got Rod diagonally downstairs from me, and then directly below me got Bittler. Kind of move things around a little bit, change up the mojo. Chris, what do you got going on today?
We need to change the mojo up after the Tampa Bay Lightning told us to suck and decided to show up and win the cup last night. But
asterisks.
Asterisk. They shouldn't have even been there. They didn't even want to play.
Well, it's they never had to play on the road.
Yeah, true.
So,
but nice day yesterday. Gonna hope to build on today. I'm excited for today's card. I'm loving it today. Playoff baseball, some of my favorite time of the year, and I got a nice 4-pack over at the website. Triple Header Tuesday. Let's get it going.
Rod, how about you?
For me, I got a Tackle the Books pack up. 5 plays.
5 plays in 4
or the MLB.
5 plays in 4 games.
5 plays in 4 games.
Wow.
Stuffed with action.
I love today's MLB.
You
card.
must. 5 plays
I
in 4
love
games.
those bets on today's card.
You should hook Rod up with one of those guys that says they can't find a play on like a 30-game card.
I know. It's like if you can find 5 plays on 4 games, man, it's like, wow. I got 3. I have 3, and it was I could have had 1. I could have done 1, but I did 3. Because I know the people that have bought my longer-term packages, I just know that they expect more than 1. So, I know when people sell packages with 1 pick in it, unless it's crystal clear, that it's 1 game and this is the game and all that other stuff, that I get a lot of questions about that. So, so that's why I have 3. I like all 3. I love one of them. Anyways, Brian, how about you?
I'd like to apologize to everybody who was with me with the Ravens yesterday. I really liked them. Didn't turn out. In the end, it was 1 game. It was a big loss for me. But overall, 26-15, 63% run. We're going to look for another winning day. I got a 3-pack, but the best play you can get is my MLB Perfect Parlay up on the site. $39.95 gets you that parlay.
Andrews is brutal, man.
He was my fantasy tight end last night. What a bum.
What a piece of garbage. We had, I was at a game in 1984, and it was Dan Marino's rookie season, and it was the playoffs. It was either New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. It was one of those. I think it was New Year's Eve, and Dan Marino had smashed like every passing mark. Like, he came in like the 5th or 6th game his rookie season. He didn't start his rookie year, but he came in like the 5th or 6th game, and he was just on fire. And they were playing Seattle. They had the lead, and then Seattle scored a touchdown, and Fulton Walker fumbled at the kickoff, and Seattle punched in for a touchdown and took the lead. This is when Seattle was in the AFC. And Seattle used to be in the AFC. Tampa used to be in the NFC. That's the way things used to be. But they switched them. But anyways, so what happened was we were like, well, we got Marino. It doesn't matter. We're going to come all the way back. And then the next kickoff, Fulton Walker fumbled it again. And it was like, he doesn't deserve to live. It was pretty much, it was like, no one talked on the car ride home. It was like the worst New Year's Eve ever. But that's how I felt about Andrews last night. It's like he catches that pass in the end zone that hits him in the hands. I didn't listen to the commentary, but I can only imagine they were crucifying him. But I heard some of the commentary after the game, and all I heard about was Patrick Mahomes and all this other stuff. When, we knew the Chiefs were going to score points, and we knew it was going to be, that it was going to be like that. But the reason the Ravens didn't punch back is because this guy dropped key passes. Several times. Not a key pass. He dropped several. Drives stopping. That one that he dropped in the end zone turned 7 points into 3. You want to talk about killing the over. You want to talk about...
He also missed my first touchdown score because of that. But,
yeah. Well, no, that was his second one that he dropped in the end zone. The other one he dropped when it was a 14-point lead. They had a chance to cut it to a touchdown. They were down by 14. He had a chance to cut it. They were down by, right? It was right when they stopped them in the second half when they got the turnover. They're marching down the field. He hits them in the end zone in the hands. All right, we move on. We move on.
I was more disappointed in the Ravens' defense. I don't know. But.
What do you think the locker room was like? What do you think? What do you think Harbaugh's speech was? Something like, well, there are just certain players in here, and we're not going to mention any names because they know who they are.
At halftime, I was thinking about taking my bet and betting again on the money line just because it was such a high. I thought, well, I'll take a chance. And then I thought, nah, I'm just going to cut my losses.
Reminded me of that movie. You need to put that stuff on his hands so his hands are like grippy so that maybe he can grip on the ball. I'm trying to remember that movie when then he got his hands stuck together and he's running like this.
Oh.
What movie was that? Was that Little Giants? Little Giants?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Because he couldn't catch.
But
so they put the
I
stuff
did
on
have
his hands.
I did have over 1,000 people at halftime, and I want to thank everyone that joined me. I did not give out a winner, but I want to thank everyone that joined me at halftime. Over 1,000 people. It was craziness. Just shows you how bad some of the network programming is for that 12 minutes. But I appreciate everyone that joined it. Of course, I'll continue to bring the heat on those halftime shows. But anyways, we got Major League Baseball Wildcard action. And in this one, game one, right out of the gate, we head to the game between the Twins and the Astros. Oh, man, would the Astros really kill for Justin Verlander right here? It's not like the NFL or the NBA where you're really playing for the draft pick, It's kind of like you're there, you need to win. And Kenta Maeda throws the ball about as fast as I do, but, he's got it's kind of like a cutting fastball, right? It's that all of his cutter is so good. He has like 3 or 4 pitches, and they're all so good that you can get away with a fastball that's 91 to 93, which, that's like, like Greg Maddux. It's like, it's just really good. I'm not saying Kenta Maeda is Greg Maddux by any stretch of the imagination. Matter of fact, we used to, when he was on the Dodgers, I used to really have a good time at his expense.
Maddox was one of the best at throwing 90 miles an hour, but making people miss.
Oh, yeah. He's, first ballot Hall of Famer. Calling you Cactus Jack, Rod.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got it. We got an asshole here. As a matter of fact, not only can you not join the panel, you're not even going to be allowed to comment on our videos anymore. How's that sound? I really hate the after the fact expert. I really can't stand it. Even if I win, I can't stand it. Lose, I really can't stand it. It's like, I had this yesterday. It's like, no, you didn't. You're a fraud, right? It's like, if you had it yesterday, we gave you about 20 platforms. We had 2 Facebook groups, 3 Facebook pages, and this is broadcast across Periscope. It's broadcast across everywhere. But today, you said you have the winner. Yeah, so see ya. Anyways, it's that kind of day. Over 21,400 banned from our YouTube channel. Chris, anything going on here at this 2:08 Eastern Time start in the wild card showdown? They're calling it. Woohoo! The showdown. Showdown. We should have a show. We used to do, when I first started online, I used to have 2 video players on my site. And I used to have like other people on, and we would do the throwdown showdown. Like, so it was Monday Night Football. One person would have one side and one person would have the other. And we'd have 2 video players right next to each other. The throwdown showdown. It was before there was live video and all this other stuff, bringing in guests and stuff. You couldn't do any of that stuff. It was way before then. But anyways.
Man, I'll say this. I think if it was the total's a little bit higher, I might lean towards the under here. But with it only being at 7.5, I'll lean towards the over here. Greinke didn't pitch well down the stretch, and I think Maeda's prone to giving a couple up as well. And I think both offenses wake up for game 1, so I'll take the over.
It's like, I love when people say no offense. They put a nasty comment, and then they always say like no offense. Just say you do mean offense. I mean, if you make a nasty comment, obviously you mean it to be offensive, right? So just own it. Just own it. Don't say no offense. That makes you sound like whatever. It's unacceptable. It's like, just if you're going to make a nasty comment, if you're going to call me a piece of crap or whatever you want to say, own it, man. Don't say, no offense, bitch, but you're a piece of crap. That's what people say. It's like, why do you have to preface it, with this no offense? Because obviously, whenever you say no offense and not to be disrespectful, and whenever it's prefaced in something like that, you absolutely mean it to be that way. And it's
you
not
don't
okay.
want to take on the onus.
Right? It's just so ridiculous, man. It's like, get yourself a real profile picture. Get yourself a real profile. Man up. Be a man. Rod, man up. Make a pic. No offense.
Okay.
No offense, but I find your odor extremely offensive this morning.
What? I'm pretty showering clean.
No offense. Brian, you look like a vagrant. No offense.
For me in this one, I think the total's too low. I agree with Chris. Give me the over. I think we can sneak over this number, over the 7.5. Give me the over.
Oh, believe me, excuses. I'm not making any excuses. Believe me, I have to take my loss. I don't have a choice. Believe me, the book's not giving me back my money.
Yeah. There's no excuse. I mean, I feel bad enough
what are you
after
talking
losing a game
about?
like that, man.
I mean,
there's no excuses for.
Over 1 million people saw my pick. There's no taking it back. There's no anything else. Believe me, I take my losses. I never say I win them all. I'm just saying this guy let me down. I don't even know if he catches those passes if I cover or not. I at least get my over. but it's like I don't think I don't know if the Ravens cover or not. You know,
Me personally, I take the Ravens like that every single day because they were in that spot to show the world that they were actually the best team in the NFL. That the Chiefs, Ravens choked last year in the playoffs. They had their chance to show everybody that they were the best, and they didn't show up.
No offense, but you're a fool.
Can the Twins finally break their streak? 0-11, the last 11 playoff games.
16
at home. Is it 16? 0-16. Whoa! Holy crap! Sounds like a curse to me.
Yeah, but this time they don't have to play the Yankees.
I know, right?
Man, Vikings and Titans, COVID.
Oh, no.
3 players. Wow.
Oh no.
I had a feeling it was gonna happen. So I mean, it wasn't like we were gonna go through the NFL season with no bubble. You know that we're not gonna go through a season with no bubble, with no COVID cases. Not gonna happen. It's 3 players.
That's not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world at all because the NFL has bye weeks and all kinds of stuff built in to facilitate this.
And you think you pretty much only missed one game. If you look at it, you take your 2 weeks and go isolate and
not even
come back.
It's not even. I mean, the isolation these days, the retest takes 10 seconds, and it's like sometimes, if it's Jimmy Johnson,
it could be a false positive anyway.
Right, it takes 3 hours. With Jimmy Johnson, it takes 3 hours. I mean, who the hell knows, right, with this stuff?
Yeah.
My nephews both go to Ohio State. They both tested positive. They both never showed a symptom. They're both fine. It's like they're not positive. It's like they do random testing there. Kind of like Chris's last job.
No, maybe they'll be able to use one of their bye weeks or move the schedule around a little bit or something.
That was so subtle. I liked it.
Well, I better get my Astros picks. I got to cut away for a second, but in this game, they look like they're screaming for you to take the Astros with all this plus money. I know Greinke hasn't looked good to finish out the year, but even though it's screaming to take the Twins, I'm going to go with the Astros just with value. I think Greinke bounces back here, so give me the Astros.
Oh my God, man. Does Chris switch rooms for every live show? He's gotten rid of his lighting, though. I know that much. Chris is he's well lit, but he doesn't have his colored background going. Anyways, now that Brian's not here, what do you think about Brian saying that he would take the Ravens again in that game? I mean, I had the Ravens. I had the
words
Ravens.
Foolish and lack vision come to mind.
I mean, I had the Ravens in that one. I wouldn't take them again. I mean, the Chiefs, they play New England this week.
Huh.
All
That'll
right.
be an interesting game.
White Sox.
That'll be a good game.
White Sox are playing Oakland. Lucas Giolito gets the ball here for the White Sox. Chris, any thoughts on this matchup? Rod does. He's got 5 picks in 4 games.
No, I like the over here. Giolito's first playoff start, and Luzardo looked good in the Wildcard game last year, but this is going to be his first true playoff series. And with it only being a 3-game set, I don't think either one's going to want to make a mistake. There's a lot of pressure here. I'll take the over.
How about you, Rod?
For me here in this first game, I'm going to take the Athletics. I'm going to give me Oakland here, game 1.
Not a Luzardo guy at all. I think this one's going over. I don't see Luzardo, doing much for me. Just got an email from Tony T. I believe I'm on the Tuesday show. Am I on it? Yeah, I am on the Tuesday show. Oh, man. It's a lot of Mitch. Let's see, Ruffalo slated on there. I like the over in this one. I just think that both these teams can hit. I think it's just so low, right? The number's just so low. I think it's still going to be a good game and well played and all that stuff, but 7.5 is ridiculous for some reason. And let's see what we got. Brian, what do you got in the White Sox?
Last night in the drive-thru, I said I liked the under, but after looking and stewing all night, I think it goes over the total here.
That's what I said. I think it goes over. Anyways, we got all right. Anyways, the next game is Tampa Bay and Toronto. I know we got a couple Canadian guys here. What are you guys thinking? Chris?
I'm gonna take a shot with Toronto. I think this is going to be a bullpen game for the Jays, and Matt Shoemaker hasn't been terrible. He's had success against the Rays in the past, and Blake Snell, he's going to do everything he can, but I think this is just going to be a tight game, and I could see Toronto eking it out, maybe 3-2. So give me the Jays and plus money.
Brian?
I think Chris is right. It will be a 3-2 game, but I think the Rays win it 3-2. Give me the plus 1.5 on the Jays.
I think the Rays dominate here. I think Snell, and more Snell. I think he goes deep into this game. He goes 7th, 8th
Snell
here.
He's dominated
on
the
limited
Jays all year.
He's crushed them on a limited pitch count. I mean, I think he's gonna go. I think it's gonna be one of those things where like Snell's throwing like 85 pitches and he's gonna be through the 7. It's gonna be one of those.
I'll take the Rays on the run line here.
Yeah,
sure.
Me too.
Give me the Rays on the run line.
I'm gonna take the alternative run line as well. Chris, Garrett Cole against Shane Bieber. You pay a guy $35 million a year. This is what you pay him for, right? This is what you pay him for. You think the Yankees wish they gave Bieber maybe the $35 million? Not that was an option, but I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it out there. If Cole's worth 35, is Bieber worth 35.01?
Oh, I just looked at Cole's contract. He's going to get 9,200 per pitch thrown, 110,000 per strikeout, 169,000 per inning pitched. No way has he pitched up to that contract this year at all. And you look at guys that have gotten high contracts that have, not been a playoff guy. Look at David Price. He was the guy to get you to the playoffs, and then flames out in the first round. I like what I've seen from Bieber this season. Triple Crown winner in the AL for the pitching. I'll go with the Indians to take game 1.
We always get a question like this on these shows.
What was the question? I can't see it.
Question is, are the Heat going to win tonight? And I'm going to say that the Heat aren't going to lose tonight.
No,
that game's tomorrow, isn't it?
Hey, that's exactly why. that's what made it such an easy question.
I don't like that everybody's jumping on the Heat, though. So, I don't know.
Your NBA's really been great this season.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't like that. I don't like when everybody starts loving on a dog.
It's okay. No, public dogs are death. Public dogs, death, death, death. I think that's what happened.
Looking deathy tomorrow early. Death.
You can get Pick Dog shirt. It's $5 super chat, and then you just email me your name and address, and I send it. I don't have any of the 2Xs or 3Xs left. But I have extra large, medium.
They get the shirt on a $100 purchase, right?
Or if you get a $100 purchase of, I'm gonna get a new giveaway. You know, the shirts. The issue with these shirts. So here's the issue: is that the cost of printing these things and stuff is because it's like a zillion colors. It's like it's too high for like a $5 giveaway. So I need to find something else to give away.
I'd like a thank me later shirt, but that's just me.
Say thank me later at Pick Dogs.
I don't know. I just like the way that people say that, so I like thank me later.
And then on the back say it's a lock.
Yeah.
We should do that. It's a lot. See, I could get it with just the Pick Dogs like this without the dog logo, like on the hat.
With just white lettering, it shouldn't be that expensive.
No. With blue and white, and with 3 colors like stitched, on a hat. Pick Dogs like that without the dog. We could do that, but I thought people liked the dog. I don't know, man. We'll have to figure it out. Maybe there's someone out there that's works for a T-shirt or a hat company. Throwing it out there. Rod, what do you think in this one? Shane Bieber and Garrett Cole. Chris, did you give a pick?
Yeah, Indians.
You took the Indians.
Rod, I know you only got 4 or 5 picks going on today in 4 games.
I know. This is going to be one heck of a game. I'm definitely going to watch this from beginning to end. Pitchers duel, definitely for sure. But I'm going to take the Indians to win Game 1. The hotter team coming into the playoffs here. Give me the Indians.
Brian's 74-37 in his last 111. Non-qualified. Triple D.
We all are looking to get on somebody who's consistently warm, so, give out that number, 26 and 15, 63% last 41. But anyway, this game, I looked at a good value bet. Indians most hits, pays out plus 110. I'm going to be on that for a little side action.
Little side action. Okay. I like the over. I like the under. Under.
It's 6 now. They
6?
dropped it to 6.
It's bastards.
I know, right?
Bastards. Wow.
Here comes the push.
Yeah, here comes the... I still think that this thing's got 3-1, 3-2, 4-2,
4-2 is what I'm looking at.
4-2,
like push. Let's drop it to 6 quick so we can push it. Oh.
I wonder what the payout is for no runs through 9 innings, what that prop bet is.
I'm calling bullshit on this.
Like we almost got a hockey total.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for Major League Baseball today. We talk about some football this weekend coming up. Chris, any college football out there that tickles your fancy?
Well, from an early glance, I know I'm going to be watching the Auburn-Georgia game for sure. It's going to be a good one. It's just going to be a matter to see if JT Daniels is fully ready to go for Georgia after they were running a carousel of quarterbacks against Arkansas and almost watched it blow up in their face, except for a 28-point fourth quarter. But
like it from a betting perspective or from a fan perspective?
A little bit of both.
What about Baylor only -3 against West Virginia at 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 West Virginia, at Morgantown.
Yeah,
One of the
dicey.
toughest stadiums. I've been to a lot of sports stadiums, and that's a tough building, man. But without the fans, a whole different situation.
Yeah.
It's a long road trip for a Big 12 team.
It is, yeah. I haven't even taken the chance to look at that game much. My initial lean would probably be to Baylor.
Why is it so low?
I got to write that down, Mitch. Thanks for tuning me into that one. I love what looks like West Virginia, man.
Got Florida minus 18.5, Brian, against South Carolina. You think the Gators beat Cox or what?
I don't know. Yeah. I like the way Florida looked in the last game. Their offense really explosive.
So you see them as a bunch of cock beaters here in this one?
I'd like to see Florida and Miami match up, and maybe someday we'll get to see that one. Yeah, I think Florida could get the cover here.
I think they just beat they beat the Cox.
I think they're going to beat their Cox pretty hard.
All right, there you have it. Chris, how about NC State back on the road? Now 14-point dogs. People kind of woke up and said, "Oh yeah, this is a team that loses normally by 40 plus on the road." It's like now they're 14-point dogs against Pitt, who played okay against Louisville.
Yeah, after seeing NC State against Wake Forest on the road and having that as one of my video picks, and thinking that NC State, maybe the offense can show up. Yeah, I want nothing to do with NC State, especially on the road right now until they figure it out. That Pitt defense is actually legit, and they can move the ball. They can really run the ball. I like Pitt to win that one by a couple touchdowns.
Brian, Texas A&M has played all comers. Is he sleeping there?
No, I'm looking at that Alabama. I was just about to say something about Alabama.
Go ahead. A lot of money here on Alabama, but the line hasn't budged. Texas A&M has played the toughest of tough schedules. I talk about Auburn's schedule last year. Texas A&M took it even a step further. They've played everybody. Kellen Mond, who plays quarterback for Texas A&M, there's nothing that nobody could throw at him that he hasn't already seen. He played last year, number 1, 2, every team in the playoff last year except for Ohio State, he played. And he has also played against, he played Alabama and Clemson last year. He played Auburn, he played Georgia, played everybody. And here he is against Alabama again on the road. When Texas A&M beats Alabama, it's usually at Alabama. It's a weird one, right? This is, could this be the 17-point favorite that goes down? Because that Najee Harris looks pretty good. I would give him the ball every single play. Is what I would do. I would just if I was Alabama, I would just give him the ball every single play and take my chances. I know they have good wide receivers. I understand that. I understand they have everything else. I would give this guy the ball every single play. Say stop it.
I think if you're a guy that wants to bet Alabama, you should do it now. I think that line will go up a little bit. But if you're a Texas A&M guy, weigh a little bit on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that Alabama line jumped up to 19.5 or 20 by the weekend. But I'm trying to think. Do you think Najee Harris, if he goes to the draft, is he the first back taken off the board? We haven't really seen any other hype back so far this season outside of Harris. I mean, it's only been a couple games, one for the SEC, but I don't know.
Got
Alabama in an ass kicking. They only played one half. Nick Saban's pissed.
That's true.
He's gonna make it. He's mad. He's gonna get his whole team to play the whole game. Ass kicking. Alabama minus 17. Take it now before that number moves.
Well, he can't get mad about fans leaving in the fourth quarter. That's for sure.
No, he's not mad about it. There's no fans gonna leave. Maybe the 4 that are there.
I don't know.
But he made the comment. He's like, my boys didn't play the whole game.
Yeah,
they
well,
played
you know
a
what?
Crappy game the second half.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because all of his team, when you lose when you lose talent like that year after year after year, it doesn't matter who you are or how long you've done it, eventually it catches up. And we saw it a few years ago in the national championship game when Deshaun Watson drugged them up and down the field and they were sucking wind in the fourth quarter. And I think that this Alabama team is a little thinner, especially in the offensive line, than some of the other Alabama teams that we've seen in the past. And I think that that was part of the problem in that game. It was not just that they put the backups in. The offensive line wasn't good enough in the second half. The only thing that makes the offensive line good enough is Nijay. And it's like you got to give him the ball every single play. Because if they have to stack the line to stop him, which is what it will take, then your marginal quarterback can complete these passes to your pretty good wide receivers. But if not, well, then you're in trouble. Because when they stacked in the second half against the run, Missouri, Alabama did nothing. They couldn't do anything. I don't know, man. Just my take. Clemson, 28 points against Virginia. Bronco Mendenhall's kids got it done last week and covered. Clemson, 2-0.
0-2 versus the spread.
0-2 versus the spread. Traditionally slow starters against the number. Traditionally slow starters against the number. Chris, any meat on the bone here with the Wahoos, with Miami up next week for Clemson?
I think potentially. It's like, didn't they go 0-3 against the spread to start last year and then tore off like 10 straight covers to finish the year or something like that?
Exactly what happened.
Yeah. History wasn't kind to Virginia last year. They gave up 62 points in the ACC title game to Clemson, but I think with Miami on deck and Virginia having that beat down still in the back of their minds, I think we see an inspired effort here. I think they keep it just barely within the number.
Do you think it's kind of a down year for the SEC maybe? Because, and it's like, it happened in this COVID year, but, do you think it's a little bit of a down year? We saw LSU lose, last week. We saw Alabama struggle. We saw, Auburn get off to a pretty slow start in that game. And most people, a lot of people, and general public opinion, it always seems to go this way, is they love to grab the hot hand and pretend like nothing else has ever happened. But if you look back at the history of college football, there's always been a conference that has had a team that's had a dominant run. And the run has always ended. And it doesn't always end with a coach leaving or with anything like that, or with probation or all these things. It just ends because what eventually starts to happen, especially now, is that before the players could leave early, well, then you had your same guys for 4 years. But now your players leave early, and it's not necessarily even that you don't have the talent level, at least in the starting part. But what happens is that you don't have the depth anymore. So it's like when you don't have that depth, your practices are not the same that they are when you have, and I mention this example all the time, when your running backs are Frank Gore, Edgerrin James, and Clinton Portis, are your three running backs. It's not the same as if, all those, if you don't have that. It's like when your first team defense is practicing against these guys, so here's what they did. So there was a guy that played in the NFL. He had a pretty good career. His name was Roscoe Parrish. And if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you might remember him. He was like this. He was a first-round draft choice. He was a wide receiver. He's like one of these bouncy, kind of like like Hill, on kind of like a Santana Moss type, Tyreek Hill type, kind of like that. He was a punt returner, but he was also a great wide receiver. So, like, when Miami played Nebraska in the national championship game and Tim Couch had won the Heisman Trophy and they ran this weird offense, Roscoe Parrish was Tim Couch, in the simulated thing. He was faster than him. It was like, so you get to practice against these things. So what's happening is Alabama's, offense and stuff is practicing against that second team defense, and that defense is practicing against the second team offense. And it's not like they have, Ingram and then Henry, on the same team like they had before. It's just not the same. And this happens throughout the whole thing. And we saw, this Brennan, he's going to be great for LSU. Wasn't so great. He looked like all the other old LSU quarterbacks that they had before Joe Burrow. That's what he looked like. Worse. It was worse.
He looked ugly.
It was worse. Joe Burrow, this guy's going to make a lot of big plays. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
His big play was getting off the bench.
Yeah, we all had Mississippi State. It was a big party over here. But I think that's what you see in college football, and I think these are things to watch out for. So when you have the continuity like Kellen Mond, even though they struggled against Vandy, and we knew they weren't going to beat Vandy by 30.5 points, I think you start to see that maybe, and we've seen it in recent years where Clemson has competed with them. They beat them a few times in the championship game. I think that the run for the SEC is starting to come to an end, and I think what we're going to see is that the ACC and it is going to become more and more dominant. And they're going to feed off of that Clemson. Hey, we get to play Clemson every year. And that's how it gets started. Anyways, we got NFL next week too. Let's just quickly glance at it. We got Thursday Night Football. The Jets +3 against the Broncos. The total in this one is set at 40. Chris, you think the Jets score? You think the Broncos can score 40, or do you think the Jets can score 3 to help them over this total? I don't know. I mean,
can I lower the total to 30? Because I don't think the Jets are going to do anything here, and I think it just needs. I think you need maybe 20 points for Denver to secure a cover, a win here. So I'll take the Broncos. I'd lay the 3 at the Broncos. I want nothing to do with any of the New York football teams right now.
Rod, do you think Sunday Night Football would love to have this one back? They chose the 49ers against the Eagles as the Sunday night game for this week. They don't flex at this point of the season. Do you think they'd love to have this one back and maybe say, maybe put anything else like the Dolphins, Seahawks, or even the Steelers, Titans, in that spot?
How about the Patriots, Chiefs? Why don't you just swap?
Well, because you can't have the same teams in primetime every single week. So
I understand.
Right. Oh, I know.
Even the Bills and Raiders would be.
I was going to say Bills and Raiders.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills and Raiders.
I think the Bucks and Chargers is a better game than this.
Yeah, Bucks and Chargers would be a good game too. Yeah, anything's better than this.
Anything's better than this. And then
I don't know about that. I mean, it's has to win game.
Fan.
I'm not an Eagles fan.
That's an Eagles jersey right behind you.
That's just for decoration, honestly.
That's just decoration.
I mean, the Eagles are in a must-win spot again, and Niners are a quality team. I don't know.
What's wrong with this decoration? We got to get Brian a Pillsbury Doughboy like a normal person.
I see a quality game there.
You got to get him the Miyagi bobblehead like I got.
Quality game? He's like, yes, the Eagles have a chance. They're playing the second stringers. Woo! Woo!
All right. There you have it.
Oh, you forgot one good college game, Texas Tech and Kansas State. Kansas State coming off of that emotional upset win, and Texas Tech losing it overtime to Texas. So that game looks good to me.
I think if there was fans in the stands, it would be a little bit more exciting for me.
Yeah.
At Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Love the name. Where are you going? Bill Snyder's Family Stadium. Can you pour me a scotch for the drive over? Thanks. Put a little scotch in here for me.
Sounds like you're taking a trip. Where do you want to go for lunch? Bill Snyder's Family Stadium.
Florida State and Jacksonville State should be a barn burner.
I don't even know why they bother playing a team like Jacksonville State. What a waste of time.
Here's a line I could sink my teeth into. Georgia Southern -20 at Louisiana Monroe. Yeah, I'll be laying 25 because the thing is that they played Army and they got run over. So Georgia Southern is basically a better version of the Army offense, right? Better athletes, running is
Well,
very similar.
and Georgia Southern can actually pass the ball too occasionally.
How about this one? Mississippi State minus 18 against Arkansas.
I may or may not have that lined up as a premium pick. I'm not sure yet. I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Yeah, I'd be leaning Arkansas on that. Mississippi State coming off a huge win. I don't know. Anyway, that's just me. Get me some Razorbacks.
Any other games you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up? Anything else you want to say? Anything else you
got
want
the
me
Friday,
to talk over?
Louisiana Tech and BYU.
Yeah, we can talk about that on Friday. We're going to be digging for.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, well, that might be our only game on Friday because that's the playoffs.
We're going to be digging for material.
What about thoughts on that Bills Raiders game that we were just talking about? I would have liked to see fans in the new black hole, but
I don't know why the Raiders are dogs, but Bills are off of a huge, crazy win. I don't know. I'll be leaning Las Vegas early in that one.
Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Thanks everyone, of course, as always, for all the support that you guys give us, for smashing the like button, hitting the thumbs up. These guys, so you asked what's the cash app of these guys. These guys aren't here for free. So don't worry about it. They don't show up. I think they would, but they don't. So put it this way. They never send the money back. So good. So, I just wasn't good enough this month. Do you guys get pad thai? Do you guys see the pad thai commercial? Oh, you want my pad thai recipe? Maybe I'll do a video of me making the pad thai. I made it last night, but it's like I could do a video the next time I do it.
You just put that up against that other, instead of the Ask Mitch, do a cooking show.
That would actually slaughter it. During the COVID break, I did the planting of a pineapple, and it did like thousands. It was like I showed everybody how to plant pineapple trees. It was like, did you happen to catch that one? It was super popular on Facebook.
I wonder if you got any mom likes for that one.
I got tons because it went on my regular Facebook channel. Marcus Peters, I don't think he was garbage. I think he was in a tough spot. I told you so. Thank me later. What's the most teams you put on a round robin? 0. I rarely do them.
I just remember there was one time where you just threw 10 teams on a round robin. I was like, oh boy. It was way back though.
I'll tell you what, man. I bet on that Ravens comeback, and before Andrews dropped the touchdown pass, I bet you people with the Chiefs were sweating it.
Yeah, they were only down by 7, so I was thinking, oh man, I wish I would have put that in.
They were sweating it. Believe me.
It was like plus 500 or plus 550 at half on that.
So what do you guys think we should do? Thank me later? Because I do want to do another giveaway. I still have a ton of Pick Dog shirts. Just a ton. I don't know. Maybe I'll do consensus reports giveaways. It's just a lot easier. And the mailing and ordering all these different shirts. I have so many shirts left. I got the monthly package to get a medium shirt from the super chat, but I didn't get any chance I can get a large. Yeah, shoot me an email. I'll send you one. Monthly package is $300, so I'll gladly send you one. Shoot me an email. Mitch at pickdogs.com. Smash the like button while you're there. Rod, what do you got to say for yourself? We're killing time here. I'm giving everybody the
Chan?
floor. Yeah. Just start talking. Start talking so I can talk over you.
Okay. I'm excited to watch this Game 5 basketball game tonight. WNBA, last game. Winner goes on to the finals.
When you said basketball game, I was thinking, did I miss something? The NBA playing tonight? I had to think to myself, what the hell are you talking about?
Connecticut Suns versus the Vegas Aces.
Rod, did you see the Fireball eggnog?
No, it's not Christmas yet. A little too early for Fireball eggnog. I have though. It's Christmas. It's good. Little cinnamon, little spice. It's actually pretty good.
Miami Clemson. I like Clemson. I don't know what I think that if the number is south of 18.5, I think it's a big Clemson bet. Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Clemson, Miami. What does that mean, Kevin? I'm losing you. There's some Rod. You have a what do you call it again? A troll hound in here. They want to smoke crack with you and have sex with you.
Thank goodness the border's closed.
What if they're in Canada though?
They want to take me on a date and play water snake. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what this stuff.
The look on Rod's face when I brought that up, he's like, "Wait, I didn't think about that."
Wait, it could be.
Then you better start running.
Oh man, this show's bad.
Don't worry, there's lots of places to hide here. Good luck. I can see him coming from miles away. It's so flat here. You'll see him coming.
You guys have any requests that you guys want to hear? Quick early looks at? 'Cause now is the time. Titans and Vikings not playing Sunday, so the game's canceled. Both those games, right? The Titans. Oh, I see. Who are the Vikings going to play? Oh, are the other teams going to play each other? That's what they should do.
Yeah, the teams that we're supposed to play that aren't in the COVID.
Yeah, should play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let me set it up. Here, I got this idea. You guys were supposed to instead.
So Pittsburgh and the Texans.
Yeah.
Again, rematch.
That's exactly what it would be. I don't think that's going to happen.
It could.
Yeah.
Houston's playing Minnesota. Pittsburgh's playing the Titans. So
there'd be very little game planning needed. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We didn't have a lot to talk about. But we sure milked the living crap out of it. Yeah, it was an interesting show. Not a lot of people showed up. A little over 300 and something. But we appreciate all 300 of you. Be sure to smash the like button. Tell your friends. Share. Do all that kind of good stuff. And, of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow. Have a great day.